So we have here 10 experiments in the control system labs which are given here, and I hope that you find the CDF which was attached in the previous class, in the previous lab we had. And today I'll discuss about first the experiment which is related to MATLAB, that is experiment 7, because this is easier to be done on the computer, while the other experiments from 1 to 6 will require the presence of the physical apparatus. So for that I shall figure out how we are going to record the physical experiments. But for the time being, since it's easy to execute experiments on MATLAB, so I'll be discussing in this lecture, in this lab, experiment 7, and shall discuss it later on. So if you look into the experiment 7, we have 3 parts in it. First of all, we'll first try to determine the state model for a given transfer function. Second is, for a given state model, determine the transfer function. So we'll be moving otherwise from part 1. And the third is to check controllability and observability of the state model. So these are the basics, very basic, in fact very easy experiments that can easily be done on MATLAB. So they will require some basic knowledge of how to execute MATLAB and the basic functions which are used for converting transfer function to state model, or for state model to transfer function, or to find controllability and observability of any given state model. So let us first try to understand the first part, and let me open the MATLAB window. So as you can see here, this is the MATLAB software that I'm using, and on the left side shows the command window. On the right side we'll be having the variables which are being executed in the command window and will be saved in the workspace. So we start with the first part, where we were required to convert the transfer function to the state model. So for this we learned that transfer function is nothing but the ratio of the output to input, in fact in Laplace domain. So we'll first define the system which will be having certain transfer function, and that system will be having the ratio of output to input, and that output can, let's say, be written in the form of numerator, and the input will be written in the form of denominator. So in case of MATLAB, if you don't know, so we write equations in the following format. So let's first write the numerator, which will be the polynomial used for the used in the numerator of the system. So let's take a very simple example that corresponds to s plus 1. So in fact, when we write equations on MATLAB, the rightmost coefficient that we are going to define, for example here, the rightmost coefficient in num variable will represent the coefficient having the variable x or s to the power 0, and then the subsequent following value on the left side will have increasing values of s. For example, if we take numerator as, let's say, 1 1, so this means that we are defining the numerator as a polynomial s plus 1. Likewise, suppose that we define a polynomial which will be used as denominator in the transfer function, and let's take that polynomial as 1 2 2. So this means that the function that we are mentioning in the denominator is s square plus 2s plus 2. Now the system can then be written as, let's define the system as transfer function, the numerator of the transfer function we have defined above, and the denominator. So let's close this and look what the system is. So this is the system defined as s plus 1 divided by s square plus 2s plus 2, defined as the continuous time transfer function. Likewise, you can have transfer function that may represent, you can define system having more outputs. so that will have a separate representation for the system, and I'll try to show that representation after I complete this example. So now for this, we are interested to find the state model for the given transfer function. So for finding the state model, we have a simple command. One thing to note here is that what variables we are defining on the command window will be saved in the workspace. For example, we define numerator, so we have a cell stored on the workspace in the form of, with the name NUM, which stands for numerator. So if you open this cell, you will observe the elements that you define for the variable NUM. Likewise, you have the denominator, the variables are saved as 1, 2, 2, and the system was defined as the transfer function NUM-DEN. So now, since we are interested to find the state model of any given transfer function, so for that what we do is we have a simple command for converting transfer function to state model, and let us first define the numerator and denominator again. So let's define numerator as 1, 1, and this becomes the numerator, and then we have denominator, which can be written as 1, 2, 2. So this becomes the denominator, and in order to find the state model, since we know that in a state space representation we normally have the 4 key matrices A, B, C, D, which totally define the state space representation of any system, which are exclusive to the system. So because the matrices A, B, if you have the information of matrices A, B, you can straightforward write the state equation of the system, and if you have the information of matrices C and D, then you can write the output equation of the same system, and those two equations are collectively called as state space representation or state variable representation. So let us first try to write or obtain the matrices A, B, and the command for this is quite simple and is written as TF to SS. So this is very simple and very easy to remember, that you are going to convert transfer function. TF stands for transfer function, 2 is a short form for to TO, and SS stands for state space. So the command for converting transfer function to state space is TF to SS. Now we define the numerator as NUM and denominator as DEN. So let's see what this gives. So we now obtain the matrices A, B, C, D, and these are also stored in the workspace and can be accessible from there also. So now what we did is we obtained the parameters which are related to state model of the system in terms of the matrices A, B, C, D, and hence this is the state space representation of the system, having the transfer function as S plus 1 divided by S square plus 2S plus 2. And then we can also convert the state model of any system state space representation, if it is given for any system, to transfer function model. For example, suppose that for the above example, let's say we have the model, or let's define another values. So let me clear this all. So let us define the matrices A, B, C, D, which are nothing but the state space representation for any system. So let's take this as certain random values, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is matrix A. Let's define B as 2, 0. This becomes matrix B. Then let's define matrix C as 1, 1, 1, 1, and let's define matrix C as 1. And of course we know that the order of matrices, we all know, because if you remember that when you learned state space representation of the system, we knew that matrix A was a square matrix, and the order of that matrix, if it is known, then you can easily predict the order of other matrices as well, with the condition that you know how many inputs are there. So if suppose that for this particular system we have a 2 cross 2 matrix corresponding to matrix A, then for matrix B, if the system has one input, will be 2 cross 1, and for matrix C this will be 1 cross 2, and for D this will be 1 cross 1. So this is something that we all are familiar with, and there's nothing that we are not aware of. So after defining the system in the form of matrices A, B, C, D, which is nothing but the state space representation, let us try to convert this into the transfer function model. In fact, the command used for converting a state space representation to transfer function is also very simple, similar to this previous command tf to ss. We have for converting state space to transfer function as ss to tf, and the output that we are going to get will be in terms of the denominator and numerator or polynomial of the transfer function. So we are going to write this in terms of BA, which represents the numerator and denominator polynomial of the transfer function, and the command is ss to ff, and the matrices for state space representation are A, B, C, D that we just defined above. So let's see what it looks like. So here we have the corresponding elements for numerator, which comes under B, and for denominator this is A. To find the controllability of any system, so we have a command, a very short command, it's very easy to remember, it's ctrb, which finds the controllability matrix of the system. So if suppose that since we learned in the theory classes that the controllability matrix is given as QC, which is CTRB A and B. We learned that the controllability matrix, for evaluating the controllability matrix, we use the matrices A and B, which were given by QC equal to B A B A square B up to A to the power n minus B, where n was the order of matrix square matrix A. So here we will be using the simple command ctrb to find the controllability matrix, and this is given as QC, which is a 2 cross 2 matrix, since we have the order of matrix A as 2. And in fact this is the place where MATLAB is really helpful, since we saw in the theory classes that it was easy to deal with matrices of size 2 and 3 as well, but for matrices of higher order, of order 4, 5 or higher, so we will find things very difficult to evaluate. So for such cases we have softwares like MATLAB, which can be quite helpful in evaluating systems of higher orders like 4, 5, 6 and more. And now since the controllability matrix is given by QC, so after finding the controllability matrix, we used to find the rank of the matrix QC. So the rank for this matrix is can be evaluated by the command RANK and the matrix QC. So the rank of this matrix QC comes out to be 2, which is same as the order of the QC, and thus we conclude that the system is controllable. Likewise, we can find the observability matrix given by QO, which is given by the command OBSV, and we normally use the matrices A and C for this. So QO comes out to be the 2 cross 2 matrix given as follows. And in theory classes we learned that QO was given by an expression in the matrix form as, and this was in fact the row matrix given as CA square up to CA to the power n minus 1. But here we have a simple command given by OBSV, and then we will find the rank in order to determine whether this system is observable or not. So rank of QO is 2, which is same as the order of QO, and thus we conclude that the given system is also observable. So this is a method using MATLAB to find the controllability and observability, and this completes our experiment 7. So you all will be given to submit a report. So I will be giving you just now a question that you will be submitting in the form of report. Now here's a question that you will have to do, and it comprises of the matrices A, B, C, And if you look into the matrices, there are variables x and y, where you'll have to assume x as the last two digit of your faculty number and y as the last one digit of your enrollment number. So you will be submitting the report in the next week, and I'll assign a assignment for this. You will be attaching those reports in the link of the assignment at the proper place, and you'll be considering this question with x and y, which is given as follows.